I gotta formally, publicly apologize to myself for not going as hard as I can in regards to what I know about life and what I know about money and the system and economics and value. You know, in 2009, I received, I could call it a revelation, very basic revelation from researching money and coming across private placement memorandums and realizing the difference between a negotiable instrument, a bill of exchange, a security, and just realizing all this stuff is just contracts, it's just paperwork. And I started immediately creating my own paperwork, right? Because I perceived that I knew it, and I perceived, hey, I could do it, they did it, and we about to get to this money, right? That was in 2009. I finished my first private placement memorandum in about 2012. It took me a few years actually, because I wasn't into finance or any of that, and I didn't really. I don't even know how I came across the information online. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea how I ran across it, but once I did, I knew that there was some trickery going on in the world. And from 2012 to 2016, I did real in-depth research on cryptocurrencies and community currencies, just the cycle of currency and coins coming from nothing to internationally traded and accepted, right? So with all those realizations, I just knew I was gonna be able to come out here, communicate this to people, and we always gonna be out of poverty. You feel me? And this was important to me because I grew up in a situation that was extremely impoverished. I don't want to get into details because everybody went through some stuff, right? But I'll say I've never been able to shake what I know, and it's been haunting me. I haven't been able to have regular jobs. I haven't been able to try to do regular things because it's just been chewing me up, my soul and my mind. Like, bro, you got to get this out. You have to communicate this to people. And I could say I've been on life lessons, learning about humanity as I'm trying to communicate this to people and show people what we could do. I've also, was able to go to the highest heights, you feel me? From Federal Reserve to different banking institutions. I was invited in 2022 to go to Dubai to speak about the cryptocurrency stuff. And then as I was going to get my plane flight, I had to get my passport updated. It had already been accepted, but I just need to get a new one because mine was lost or stolen. And when I went to get it, they didn't give it to me. They let me go through the line. They filed it, everything, told me to wait so I can get it, and they didn't give it to me. And it really disturbed me. I mean, I was finna go straight from that passport location to the plane to go to Dubai, and there was a couple of women with me, and they seen this process, and I really broke down. I broke down to the point where it just took the gas out of me. People that I was working with at that time start to lose faith, lose hope. You know, I knew some things, but I definitely didn't know how to lead. I still am learning, I guess, on how to lead, even though that's not my goal. My goal is to be, to exist, to influence, and I am relying on other humanity, other people, and to be sparked and to process the knowledge and do something about it. Because do I can't do this on my own. I could communicate this as best as possible, which is what I'm basically making this video for, because I have to communicate more about what I know. And regardless of what you think I know or don't know, I know what this money verse system is, what it can do, and I know what we can do as a group of people. Whoever feels like poverty does not have to be a real manufactured reality. Whoever feels like humanity doesn't have to keep working just to pay bills, and now you got AI taking jobs. So what humanity is going to do? What are we going to do when we can't access the fiat currencies the same way, right? Well, we have to start to open up our awareness to what money truly is, the various systems that exist, and the new systems that can possibly potentially exist. Those things have to matter, and they have to start to matter before people reach an extreme poverty. And I'm talking about masses. Yet, if the masses all around the world don't reach an extreme poverty, there's always some people who got money and power and the ability to convince the world that their form of finance, their form of financial systems, and their form of money is the only money that you need to be fucking with. But, or, excuse me, I need to stop cussing. But what I'm here to just say is I apologize to myself for taking so many breaks and getting led astray, perceiving that I needed extreme support, getting knocked off my square. What just made me feel like I need to drop this to myself is I just watched the Terrence Howard video, and just listening to him, you know, a lot of people say crazy shit about him, saying 1 × 1 = 2, and maybe he did or maybe he didn't create the linchpin theory. I did some research, saw some other brother had something like this 3 years ago. But the fact that, you know, when he brought up the fact that he was going to Dubai and they prevented him to get his passport, I went through that same exact experience. Specifically, I was going to Dubai to get financing for Moneyverse, and I was invited by government officials who organized a conference specifically for cryptocurrency. One of the ladies worked for like the World Bank right now, and they invited me out, and our company didn't even have, you know, we weren't making any income. So it was pretty powerful that I would be on the same stage as some of these world leaders in crypto, but being prevented from going kind of crushed me. And I thought, I'm like, man. And there's some other things that I was doing as well with like the Federal Reserve, to get some type of accounts established, and the Bankers Association, that's supposed to give routing numbers. I was experiencing some issues with them around the same time, and you know, in the back of your mind, I don't know if you feel me, if anybody feel me, let me know. But in the back of your mind, when you're great, or you know you're great, you perceive that you're great and you're genius, and you have something to offer the world, especially when you're melanated. Right now, it's happening with all types of beings, but there's like in the back of your mind a fear of getting assassinated, getting killed, and being wiped off the planet just because of what you know. And I have been holding myself back. I literally have been holding myself back, partially because of that fear, and also the number one reason that I've been holding myself back, and I'm realizing it, is because I genuinely love people, and I can't get that out of my soul and my spirit. I genuinely love people. I don't be liking people, I be loving people, and that tends to hurt me. I get hurt a lot because I see the potential. I see the potential in what we could do collectively as a small group or whatever, and I see the necessity for us to be in agreement on certain issues in order for our collective lives to increase. So when I'm doing things and working on these solutions and presenting them to people, and people question me, that I'm attempting to help. A lot of times I was doing stuff for free. Sometimes I was charging, but not too much. Sometimes I was just giving people roles and positions for them to work and rock with the company. Yeah, me just like them, I wasn't having the budget to be able to pay for everybody. So I'm thinking equity. I'm thinking like the smartest thing we could do is build something great to whereas we all could eat. Yet it hasn't went down like that at all. And a lot of that really fucked me up. I let it fuck me up. I let it fuck me up. I became silent, hard to speak. It was hard to speak, literally. Like it was hard to say shit that matters to me because so many people acted like the shit didn't matter, and I loved these people. I cared about them, and they probably didn't even know I love them or care about them because I just met a lot of all the time in my life. I'm just meeting people, and most of these people, all of them didn't grow up with me. Shit, I got family members who have no idea who I really am and don't value my knowledge. So I understand where we at in this world, yet I perceive that's why I'm here. That's exactly why I was put in this world. I'm different, yet I'm needed. If and when we are going to create different systems to assist us collectively with getting out of manufactured poverty and out of the 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 false physical matrix. So if we are to collectively experience the dreams that we collectively wish to experience, then that's why I'm here. So with this apology, things like marketing slowed me down, man. I was scared and nervous to post on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. I mean, I don't want to say I've never been good at that because, you got to say good things. Like, I've been great and amazing at these things so I could, reprogram myself. Yet, I hadn't experienced a lot of success marketing or anything like that. So it was nerve-wracking to me to do these things. And to this day, I don't know why a person will listen versus why a person will not. And all of the games of marketing and shit and getting people to hear you, that shit, ugh, it fucking stresses me out sometimes. Yet I can't let none of this shit be the reason why the world didn't receive what I had to offer. And I can't let none of this shit be the reason why I stopped being me. So what I'm gonna do minimally is speak the fuck up. Minimally, at a minimal, what I'm about to do is talk about this shit, create diagrams about this, about what I know to be true about money, about what I know to be true about your value, your wealth. If you watching this and it's 13 minutes in, you still watching this, you are valuable, you got wealth, you are prosperous, and that is a reality that must be manifested in its physical form. There's a new physical, in a physical form manifested, the money verse. There's a new financial system. We have a new financial system that respects all value. And that's the key. We respect all value. I'm not finna get too deep into the system right now and how it works. Yet, just know it works. If and when we work it. And we gotta work it out. Ain't no other motherfucker. Ain't no other way. And I ain't saying we gotta work it out how I say we gotta work it out. No. But I know that the theories and principles and facts that I'm about to present to the world consistently over and over and over and over, they are the foundational building blocks for a world of poverty, a world where for a world of prosperity, for a world where manufactured poverty can't take everybody out. Matter of fact, manufactured poverty ain't gonna even be in business once these theories, these ideas, these facts of finance, these facts of the matter, these facts of value, these facts of economics are communicated over and over in a way where more people can get it. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm gonna work harder or smarter or both. at finding ways of communicating what I know, finding ways of getting people to participate, finding ways of getting support. And that's a big thing, because when you're doing something in this world right now, we got to get support. It's just that simple. So I was attempting to get support by providing services and getting paid from people. And I do that. Yet that type of support ain't equating and ain't amounting to the amount of support that's necessary to actually turn this thing up, to take this thing to another level. So I'm going to start asking for general donations. If anybody wants to just see me succeed or see this journey, I'm asking for general donations. Just support your brother. Just support me if you want to see me keep speaking, keep dropping some knowledge, me basically putting my life on the line, literally, and doing all of this shit. If you want to see this go further, just support the cause. I'm going to come up with methods for you to support the cause. And there's always a way for you to get a reward or get some equal value, because I perceive everybody should get equal value or reciprocal value for any and everything they do. So whether that's me getting you cryptocurrency, or whether that's me getting you a product or giving you a service, I'm willing to do all of these things. Yet at the same time, I ain't gonna say I got the master plan as to how I'm gonna go from here to being an efficient, effective communicator where the world at least knows, oh, he believes this, he knows that, and he's promoting this. Just know what I stand for and know the basics of the money system and know my thesis to how we could be out of poverty, the end of poverty. That's what this whole speech is about, the end of poverty. That's what all these talks is going to be about, the end of poverty. Because that's where we are. We are at the end of poverty. I know, because I'm here and I know what I know, and I know what a lot of people know, and I know what we can do. So this is my public apology to myself. And I'm going to be dropping this information on this YouTube channel, The Moneyverse, which I started 2 years ago. Dropped 5 videos and didn't do nothing else. I like the videos too. They pretty animated. They off the chain. So The Moneyverse, it has kept going. But what I did once I experienced that colossal, heartbreaking experience with getting refused to go to Dubai, and the whole team just dispersing, I knew that I didn't know some things. So I went and learned from 2022 to 2025, which we are now. I focused more on the financial system, securities, issuing our securities, establishing financial holding companies, actually establishing a jurisdiction that we could operate our own banking institutions from, so we could follow our own rules and regulations, okay, which is a very big part of this. So I started to establish a jurisdiction based on my heritage, right? I reestablished a tribe, the United Nations of Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians. That was very important, so we can have a jurisdiction with rights that's necessary, that's going to get us moving forward, right? So that's what I did. I established the jurisdiction because we need one in order to handle this banking and authority. So establish the jurisdiction, and we also need legal basis in order to enforce our rights. So I got certified as an international arbitrator so that we could establish our rights and uphold them, and have our own courts and our own tribunals that we can enforce these rights. Those were things that's necessary that I didn't have in 2022. So establish a jurisdiction, got the right proper certification so that I can actually be a judge, essentially, and an arbitrator. And actually we started our central bank as well, because that was necessary. I didn't have a central bank. The Federal Reserve wasn't fucking with me. So we got a new Bank of Brahman, which is the central bank of the United Nations, Chippewa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi Indians, which is doing business as Love Nation. So you may hear me say Love Nation, but that's United Nations Chippewa, Ottawa, Potawatomi Indians. It just got a great ring to it because that's what we need. We need love. Love is the nation. It's the bond. We got a lot of invaluable assets that literally translate in economics to unlimited lines of credit. Let me say that again. We have a bunch, and you too, we got a lot of invaluable assets that literally, technically, and lawfully, automatically transfer and translate into unlimited lines of credit that can be utilized to transfer value as long as the financial systems is respecting the facts of the matter. So we had to start our own financial system to do just that. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Talking, dropping information, knowledge, motherfucking scriptures, anything I can find to back this stuff up. I'm dropping it until I'm no longer in this motherfucker.